Greetings. The following podcast may include stories featuring dumb people doing really dumb things, some nonsensical segments, and some saucy language. Consider yourself sufficiently warned. Now enjoy the show.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, a podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 126, was a Will Ferrell movie based on a true story? How many Hallmark Christmas movies could you watch? Napoleon finally gets the credit he's always deserved, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
Season's greetings, y'all. Kush Hayes here. Newest episode of the Waffle Box. It is the original Waffle Box, the People's Podcast. You accept no substitutions because it is the best part of Wednesdays. Coming to you all the way from a future home of Super Bowl 60. And you love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. No producer Lathan.
No. I got a text earlier. He's back. He's back from vacation, thankfully, but
Okay.
apparently he's sick. So
Okay.
he said he's going to tell us all
Gotta
about
laugh.
it next week. So
Oh, joy.
perfect time of the year to get sick. Still, what is it now? It's still November, but it's getting cold. How is it by you? That's the headline for me. It's cold. It's getting really cold. I went to Vegas for Thanksgiving. We'll get into that in a minute. And Vegas, very nice weather. Like during the day, I was in the jacuzzi, like loving life. And then at night it got a little bit chilly, but it was okay. Then I landed back at Newark Airport, and I stepped outside, and it was like, fuck, May. I forgot it was November. It's that kind of cold weather, you know, that kind of cold weather when you go inside.
Where your muscles just contract.
No, but the worst one is when you run your hands under cold water and they burn, because even though the water's cold, it's still hotter than what your hands just experienced. So it's like kind of fucks with the brain, and so it hurts to wash your hands with cold water. It's bizarre. Yeah, what have you been up to, pal?
I get it. I just worked an 18-hour shift at the Chase Arena the other day as part of the NBA's in-season tournament, which is just a really fancy way to just get more ad revenue.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I asked some.
We're doing a tournament inside of a tournament.
Yeah, I asked one of the officials. Was like, so what's the objective of winning the tournament? And they just went like, money. I was like, these assholes already got money, dude. Like, maybe they should have a first round draft pick, or where they get to hold LeBron's jockstrap. I don't know. Like, but money, they already got money. Money is not a thing they need.
That'd be
I'm
yeah,
sure
we
they
could
say
fix the
differently, but
NBA here. Like, just because the NBA they do like the draft lottery thing, don't they? Like hockey.
I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure.
I think NFL is the only dumb one that still does. The worst team gets the first pick, therefore encourages tanking. Which don't get me into tanking if you're, because I'm a Giants fan. Half the Giants fans are morons and getting upset when we win games. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're not a sports person, then this next 30 seconds is going to bore you. But basically, what they're suggesting is Giants tank, i.e., lose on purpose, so therefore they get a better draft pick in next year's draft. Which I guess I get that logic per se, but but you're never guaranteed to get, that first round draft pick or first might turn out to be a dud. Look at Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. So it's like, oh, I don't want my team to win because that way we might have a better chance of winning later. We'll win now. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I hate it. It annoys me.
It is quite a predicament. It's also a strange situation where, like, Brock Purdy was picked dead ass last. All right, more people didn't want him, and now he's like the most successful footballer of this season.
And what's his face? Tom Brady, wasn't he? He was like a 6th round draft pick.
Oh, really? Nice.
He was like picked 176th or something. I don't know.
Jeez.
And he turned out all right.
Jeez. Yeah, he showed some moxie.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just enjoy your team winning. Don't think too much about it. If you want to watch sports is about winning, and just drink your beer and go, "Yay, we won!" Rather than thinking, "Whoa, oh my, if we lose and then this team wins, well, that means we move from fourth to sixth in the draft." Oh, Jesus Christ! I can't do it. I'm just, yay, we won. Let's move on with my life. Maybe I'm not a real sports fan. I don't know.
Maybe you're not.
But yes. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, very brief. Again, because of that 18-hour shift I worked. They had me come in at 6:30 in the fucking morning, the day after Thanksgiving. To be
Was
quite
it
honest, the way the day went, I was like, well, maybe we should have come in at 6. Fuck, this is embarrassing. Like, but yeah, no, earliest Thanksgiving I've ever had. We started eating like just before noon.
oh, wow.
And then I had everything packed up and cleaned and back in the refrigerator like by 5. Uh, yeah, so it was short but sweet.
But again, so you started, but what time did you have to wake up for work on Friday?
Oh, great question. I woke up at 5 a.m. Just
Well, that sounds like a pretty bleak Friday. Yeah,
That's good.
thanks very much.
Yeah, these early call times, dude, are brutal. Like, I
Oh,
mean, it's not the getting up part. It's just like you just feel so empty. Like even if you got like your full 8 hours of sleep and had some ZZZ Quill, like you just feel empty. And like everything is cold and bleak, and I hate life.
and it's normally still
But then you
dark.
get there, you start throwing boxes around. So dark. It's double dark. It's double dark.
The brain doesn't like waking up when it's dark. It's like, but yeah, my experience, all my Thanksgiving, went to Viva Las Vegas, which was fun. And then I spent my Black Friday. I went to the Sphere. Ooh,
How's that?
which, tell you what, right? So all it is, if you're not familiar with the Sphere, it's basically a giant sphere in Las Vegas, just off the strip. And here's a fun fact. Did you know, because they have Allegiant Stadium there where the Las Vegas Raiders play, the NFL team.
Okay.
And the football stadium for the Raiders, which holds something about 60, 70,000 people, costs less to make than the Sphere. Like,
how much?
Just
how
the
many
facts, ma'am.
people does the Sphere sit?
the
Like, what's the
Sphere,
capacity?
the seating capacity is 18,000.
Significantly less. Wow.
But
yeah, but the whole point of the Sphere is like it's like a giant 8K video exhibit, right?
so yeah, so on the outside, it's just LED screens. Like the entire thing is one giant video wall, which is
Okay.
insane. And then you go inside, and it's not quite, because obviously you have to what's it called, the bleachers, I guess. So it's kind of like an indoor stadium, but it's almost like set up like a cinema, because you have the stage where U2 are playing right now. They've got their little residency there, and then it's just screens, right? And you can see the screens, and they're kind of like around you. But as you're walking in and you're waiting for the show to start, because what they're playing right now is this thing called Postcards from Earth, right? And it's a short, well, I say it's a short movie. It's like 50 minutes long. It's directed by, I can't remember his name, but he did Black Swan, so you might know.
Okay. Darren Aronofsky.
Yes, it's a 50-minute film directed by him. And basically, the premise is it's basically like a National Geographic documentary with a slight storyline attached to it. So it starts off like with spaceship landing on this mystery planet, and then these two humans who are in stasis are slowly being awakened from their sleep. And you can hear this voice talking to them, basically saying, hey, due to the extreme length of time of us traveling here, the brain goes a little funny. So before you open your eyes and start moving around, we're going to play you this video, or this audio. and it's supposed to basically just say, hey, this is who you are, this is where you're from, this is why you left Earth, blah 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 blah. And so the storyline is, hey, humans have fucked up the Earth with pollution and yada yada yada, and so the humans have left Earth in a bunch of rocket ships. They've found a new planet to start again. And now Earth is kind of like this quasi vacation spot where like only a select amount of people can go back to Earth for a short amount of time to visit, because now nature's taking it back over again. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, it's kind of showing you the history of the Earth. So it shows you like safari stuff, under the water stuff, and nature, right? And what's this bizarre thing? So you see, and this is the postcard from Earth, and then after that, so you see the Earth, the globe, the spinning, and it's slowly getting closer and closer to the screen. And then eventually it starts breaking out of the screen. So it's like the movement, and it just keeps getting, and then eventually it goes, and it's like everywhere. And it's like this big screen, and it's like I said, it's like nature. So you see like elephants walking around, and there's birds up here and trees. Like, it's fully immersive. So you're in this fucking 4K nature documentary, but it's just all around you. And then it's a 4D experience as well. So you'll see like an elephant walking towards the screen, and your chair will start rumbling. Boom, boom. And as it gets closer, your chair's going more and more nuts, and it runs past you, and you're just, oh, what the fuck? It's insane. Like it's the movie itself. Like if ever they put that movie on Netflix, it would be like a 1 out of 5. It's boring as fuck. Like, and the pacing of it is really, and the narration is like, and yes, and then we had to leave Earth because like it was like not even David Attenborough-esque, where like David Attenborough, at least his soothing voice kind of makes you lean in. Oh, what? Tell me more, David Attenborough. This was just kind of like a monotone. Like, remember those text to speech things you could do, but around about like 6 years ago, where it was like, oh, this just sounds horrible and bland. It was just like that. It wasn't. So the movie itself was like a bunch of shit, but the experience of seeing all this nature shit, like literally up, like all around you. So you was like, it was like VR, but you was sharing this VR headset with 17,000 other people. It was insane. So like,
how much are tickets?
Our tickets were like $120, which is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But for a one-time experience, I would highly recommend doing it. If you ever go to Vegas, check out the Sphere. Watch the movie. Like I say, you're not going to write home about the movie. It's boring as shit. But just the visuals and this thing, it's incredible. I'm so glad I went to it.
Nice.
Any questions on the Sphere?
Yeah, like, so it's like a movie theater during the day, and then U2 plays at night.
No, so I think the movie plays multiple times per day. So I think there's like 3 or 4 showings throughout the day.
Sure.
And then I think U2 typically play like select nights there, but they've taken a break because the Formula One went through last weekend, and so they've taken a break, I think. And then in the what's the outside, not outside, but the foyer, I guess, where all like the bars and stuff there are. There was this robot. This robot that was like, it was clearly a robot, but it had like a human looking face and things like that, and it was AI, and everyone was crowded around it, loving it, and I was like, kill it, because it was just looking around, and it was like looking around at people, and then it saw someone, and it's like, oh, I see you have an Under Armour shirt on. Is that because you have armor under there? Ha 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 ha. And it was like, oh, it's making jokes. I don't like it.
Oof. Yeah.
If there wasn't like a crowd of people around it, I would have stabbed it with something. I don't know. Get rid of it. It's disgusting. And then we was like, oh, should we get a drink? Should we get a drink before the show? And I got a 16-ounce pour of Modelo, cost $20.
I was gonna estimate 25 as a joke, just as a joke, but fucking hell, $20 for a pint of Modelo is what you got. 16 ounces for $20.
Well, I guess on
That.
the plus side, now if ever I go to a bar in Manhattan, I'm gonna be like, look at these cheap prices. Look how cheap this is here. This is great. Wow, it's like half price. There you go. Yeah, that was my Las Vegas situation, and then I got to see my godson. That was nice. He's a swell little kid. He was like one night he has got, I don't know how he talks, because sometimes I guess he was like feeling a bit lazy, and he was like laying on the couch with me, and he's like, "Do you want to play with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll play a game with you. What do you want to do? What do you want to play?" So, "Can we play with my cars?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, we can play with your cars." And then he just pokes me, goes, "Get me a red one." I was like, "Get your own car."
Little shit.
Gee, fuck.
Oh my.
But there you go. That was my Vegas experience.
Did you do any gambling?
I did. But this is, I don't know what your mindset is about casinos, but my mindset is always like the cash you walk in on or in with, consider that already lost. So any money you walk out with is a profit. That's why I always say. So I walked in, I spent like an hour or so gambling, and
what's your game?
I was just playing the slots, but I spent $200 in cash. I walked out with $200 in cash. So
nice.
Nothing exciting, but I'll take it.
Hey, broke even. That is not easy to do.
Right? The house, normally the house wins, but score draw this time.
Excellent.
Should we just kick on? With the?
Let's kick it.
Let's kick it. Well, let's see kick it. Let's real quick. Just my ring notification has gone off. Let's see what mundane shit the people in this neighborhood are bitching about now. Anyone having issues with FedEx Ground? Brilliant. That's what Ring is for. It's supposed to be for security and neighborhood watch. Not, I got my packages. Where's my packages? Speak to FedEx if you haven't got your package. Not me. Dumb fucks. I'm not gonna say where I live because that'd be weird, but you know who you are. Right, it's now time to talk about the week that has been, other than Thanksgiving, because that's boring and we've already done it. It's now time for this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
For the first time ever, I feel very comfortable with that song and this turtleneck. Also, I look like a bouncer named Maurice.
Sure, I'll go with that. But yeah, I just noticed. Is that new? Your white turtleneck?
It is.
Ooh.
Got just for the end of Turtleneck November.
Sweet. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is. Well, it is now.
I'm celebrating Hoodie November, and I'm looking forward to Hoodie December.
Oh. Nice.
And then, but they're not as good as Hoodie January. That's my favorite. Right, we're all familiar with Will Ferrell and his crazy scampy movies, right? You've seen Step Brothers, right? Step Brothers?
Yes.
With Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, who's now a serious actor, apparently, because he's been in the MCU. But apparently Step Brothers was based on a true story.
Gotta say.
It wasn't really. But a 75-year-old mother in Italy, if you're not familiar where Italy is, it's down south in Europe, looks like a boat. Recently took her two sons, who are aged 40 and 42, to court because of their unwillingness to assist with household chores or contribute to the family's expenses, despite both being gainfully employed. In the legal filings, Kush, she called her sons parasites.
Damn. But they are. I mean, if they're not contributing to the chores and they're not helping out with the bills. I mean, it'd be better if you did both, but at least do one. Shit. And these guys are doing none. So yeah, they suck. Mama's
I
right.
remember I was still living at home with mummy and daddy when I was 30 when I moved to America. 30, roughly 31, whatever. But yeah, I agree. I didn't contribute shit to chores or anything like that, but I gave money. I was like, and then I was like, conscious freak. I was working like 12 hours a day. Fuck it, I'm not cleaning up anything. What are you talking about? Anyway, that's enough about my life. Local newspaper La Provincia Pavese, probably been pronouncing that wrong, reported that she had previously attempted to convince her sons to leave the family home. Her efforts to persuade them had fallen futile, leading to the legal battle. Thankfully, in a sympathetic response to the woman's predicament, Judge Simona Katabi issued an eviction order against her two sons on October 24th. The court granted them until December 18th to vacate the premises. That's like, see, I was reading that and I was like, right up till the end, I don't know if you share my feelings on this, Kush, but right up to the end, because I was like, yeah, good. You know what I mean? Like we're saying, hey, forget the whole, oh, who should you be living at home that long? But you know what? In this economic climate, yeah, fuck that.
Right.
I'm not. If you can stay at home, fuck it. Mortgage rates and all that bollocks, all that adult stuff, nonsense. But like you say, if you are living at home at 40 or 42, fucking do shit around the house or pay rent, pay bills, whatever. Do shit. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck them. I'm happy for this woman. She finally got her kids out of her house eventually. But then I was like, do you know what? I mean, maybe I'm just being too nice because I'm a kind soul. But evicting them literally 1 week before Christmas is a little bit mean, is it not?
Oh, it's inconvenient timing. The sentence isn't get the hell out before a week before Christmas. The sentence is get out within X number of days. Just happens to fall a week before Christmas. So inconvenient timing. But they also put this on themselves, man. What the fuck?
But you just know what's going to happen, right? Because they're going to be leaving on December 18th.
Mommy.
And it's going to be cold. And they're going to be like, with their check, really, mummy? Mama? Only an Italian accent, which I'm not going to attempt. Mamma mia, why are you throwing us out? It's so cold there. And she's going to be like, oh, okay, you can come back in, but only to Christmas. And then it's all going to happen again. And then she's going to try to take him to court again. And the judge is going to be like, well, bitch, I fucking tried to help you. And you took him back in again. So you're on your own. I mean, this story is going to end very badly. And then next year on Investigation Discovery, we're going to see a documentary about an Italian mother who murdered her two children. That might be a bit too bleak, but maybe. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Killed him with a meatball.
Mama, this shaved glass you've been putting in my meatballs really tearing up my stomach. Oh.
Well, I was just thinking about making a giant meatball, but secretly having like a big rock in the middle. And so you go, oh, do you want this meatball? Bash around the head, cracked skull.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, was you kind of thinking like just poisoning or something like that in the meatball?
Yeah. You're just,
I guess that'd be a little bit easier.
Yeah. It's a slow death, but
rat poison. All good ideas.
Arsenic's a little obvious. Arsenic's a little obvious.
Is that a little old school?
So like, no, not just a little obvious.
I've never heard the shaved glass method.
Oh, you've never watched Oz then? That shit was crazy.
What is it? What is it like? Is it like the compound of the glass does something to you, or is it just tiny little swallowing tiny little knives, and then over time it's step as you're eating step.
Yeah, it will fuck up your stomach to the point where you just bleed out. Like, I mean, it won't happen over one meal. It's multiple meals, but you start eating glass. It's glass. You start eating glass. Your insides are gonna be all torn up.
Oh.
And then you have to pass it, by the way.
Oh.
That's not gonna be fun either.
Oh, Jesus. What a way to go. Well, we'll see. Coming next fall to Investigation Discovery. Mama's Killer Meatballs, because they always have really shitty titles. If you never watched Investigation Discovery, I highly recommend it.
It's been a while.
You don't even have to watch Investigation Discovery. Just like scroll through the schedule. The titles of shows are fantastic. They're amazing. A killer next door. Shut them. Anyway, yeah, story is 'tis the season. It's all getting closer. Christmas decorations are up in the Fish household. And now we start saying, when should we start watching Home Alone? When shall we watch Die Hard? When should we listen to Mariah Carey and all that good stuff? But Bloomsy Box, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bloomsy Box. I certainly hadn't until I wrote this thing. So basically, Bloomsy Box is a flower subscription service. So I guess if you want regular flowers to keep your place fresh, you can subscribe and they'll send you new flowers every month. I actually haven't done the research, but that makes sense, right? That sounds like it would be a thing. But so they're seeking a quote special Christmas movie maven, you know, I love alliteration, to get paid $2,000 to watch and rank 12 Hallmark holiday movies.
Is that all? I can do that.
What? So let's say like the average Hallmark movie, even though they probably are shorter, let's just say it's 2 hours each. So it's 24 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours of commercials.
Well, that's just $83 an hour pre-tax. I could do that. But I don't know, but
it's more than I would make it my current gig.
Because it doesn't say it in the article, but I'm pretty sure that it has to be done over a certain period of time. And like $83 an hour is pretty good money if you can get it. But have you watched a Hallmark movie recently?
No, not in a long time.
Oh, I think by the time I got to my fourth one, I'd be like, just you know what, take the money back. Oh, they're so bad. But yeah, the chosen candidate will also receive an ample supply of hot cocoa and 2 pairs of fuzzy socks to guarantee a cozy watching experience. The film fan will then be asked to rank each movie by criteria, including festivity factor. The Christmas movies, they should all be 10 out of 10, surely. But there you go. Predictability. They're
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for every single one. Chemistry check. Oh, they're going to be low. Actually, they're probably going to be low scores. A lot of these. They are terrible. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm here from out of town. I used to live here, but I haven't lived here for about 10 years. But I came here to visit my dear mama. Oh, who are you? Oh, you're the woman next door, the young lady who's some reason my age, but is best friends with my mama. That's what a coincidence. Oh, I don't think I like you, but I imagine over the next 60 to 90 minutes, we'll become quite close friends and end up getting married. The end. It's every Hallmark movie. Every single one of them. Like they'll so sometimes the person that's coming back from used to live in that town but went out of town, now come back. Sometimes they're a princess. I think I've seen that one. That's happened. But generally it's the same fucking story. And they don't have cameras. So tearjerker test. I don't think I've ever wanted. You know, I will admit, I don't know about you, Kush, but every now and again, if a good movie hits, I'm not ashamed to say I've had some moist cheeks in my time watching a good movie. Never happened with a Hallmark movie. I'm sorry. Maybe unless you're like laughing so much, you start crying.
That's probably not happening.
Yeah, because
did you see the one with Mario Lopez in it? That'll probably put some tears on your face.
Do you know, I don't think I have seen it, but I think I know which one. I think I've seen it on Netflix in the little thumbnail.
Like, I think I want to say he does one with the chick from Clarissa Explains It All. I forget her name, but
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yes, you were correct, sir.
Yeah,
she's actually made a livelihood. No, that's good, man. Thank you.
I'm impressed myself.
Yeah, she's made a second career just doing Hallmark movies now every year.
Do you reckon they get paid it. Like, surely the budgets aren't that big on those things.
No. The budgets aren't that big, but they'll pay the rent. Mhm.
Yes, big wrestling fan, Melissa Joan Hart. That's a fun fact as well.
Just the facts, man.
Just the facts, man.
Just the facts, ma'am.
And then final category is replay value. So
Gonna be all zeros for Mike.
So yeah, I'm gonna predict that all 12 of these movies are gonna get a 10 out of 10 for festivity factor because it's always snowing, and that's pretty much for a Christmas movie. All you need is snow and some Christmas trees, and then you're like, oh, this is Christmassy. That's done. All right. Predictability quotient. Again, 10 out of 10. They're all predictable. Chemistry check 0. Tearjerker says 0. They're all going to score the same. I'm predicting it. Maybe I should just. Do you reckon they'll know? How will they know if I watched them? What if I just take the money and just submit my scores?
They'll probably ask you very specific questions.
They'll
at
test
the
you on them?
45th minute. Yeah, they're paying you $83 an hour, sure.
Or maybe they'll give you like a specific login to a streaming service so they can see if you've watched. Oh god, my plan is unraveling. Just in case you're interested and you want to maybe see if you want to do this, the movies chosen for the experiment are, quote, the most wonderful time of the year, 1, Crown for Christmas. See, there you go. That's probably the princess one I was talking about. The 9 Lives of Christmas. Maybe that's one with Sabrina in it. Maybe with a cat. Christmas Getaway. Oh, that sounds zany. I bet. Journey Back to Christmas. Is there much journey? You just sit there and wait, and it'll eventually arrive. Ghosts of Christmas Always.
Oh,
I don't know why they put always at the end there. That kind of confused me about it. Ghosts of Christmas makes sense. Ghosts of Christmas Always.
Summertime, but it'll still be the ghost of Christmas future will haunt you in April.
Oh, so you think it's like Groundhog Day?
No, I just think he's being haunted in February or outside of the holiday season.
Just the ghost of Christmas past. So, dude, it's July. I don't know how to get back. I don't know.
You're such a shitty human being that I have to fix you by Christmas. Like I think that's what it's going to be.
Maybe. Family for Christmas. It's generic. Christmas Under Wraps. Oh, a secretive Christmas. Sounds saucy. 3 Wise Men and a Baby. Oh. I'm gonna assume maybe it might be religious, but I kind of really want that to be 3 Men and a Baby, like basically remade, but at Christmas. I might watch that actually.
The 3 wise men show up, and then like Mary and Joseph have to like run down to the corner market. It's like, here, you watching the baby, and then they're like, I don't know what to do with a baby.
Whoa. I don't know how to change it. Oh, it smells so bad. Where's the myrrh? Where's the myrrh? Pour it. Is myrrh smelly stuff, right? Or is that frankincense? I know it's not.
I think that's frankincense.
Frankincense, mate. And then myrrh. What's myrrh?
I forgot.
Maybe it was something like misspelled, and it was like gold, frankincense, and manure. And it's just. So I bet, hey, that might be worth a lot 2,023 years ago. Never know. Wait, what? Oh, this is there already. The fucking predictability shit, right? So we've already had Crown for Christmas, and then movie number 10 is A Royal Christmas. Oh.
Gotta get your princesses in.
North Pole. Didn't really spend long thinking of that title for the movie. And The Christmas Train. Woo, woo. Starring a creepy CGI Tom Hanks. Or is that a different Christmas movie? That's what was that? What was that movie?
Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Polar Express?
Yeah, there you go. So in addition to the $2,000 payment, the chosen candidate will also receive 12-month subscription to Bloomsy Box. Ooh.
Okay, I guess.
So if you are listening to this show before December 3rd, applications are still open. So there you go. Check that out. Bloomsy Box Hallmark Challenge.
All right.
I might do it. That'd be funny. Should I apply?
You should do it. You should sign up.
I'm gonna do it, and I'll let you know next week. I'll let you get it. Oh,
Okay.
I'm now starting because it'd be funny. I'll take £2,000 because I mean, I guess maybe unless they do, they are gonna if they're gonna quiz me. Jesus. Anyway, that would be dumb. But speaking of other dumb things, people are out there doing things with their lives, achieving things, getting a nice little piece of paper that says that they are doing it, and they can put it on the wall and be like, oh, look at that. An Irish brewery is proud of me. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
The Tales of Edgar Yudkovich are coming up on this week's Dumb World Record. So he recently captured the record for the greatest distance traveled on a slackline whilst juggling 3 knives.
Well, no.
What's a slackline? Is slackline like basically like a tightrope, but it's a different name for it?
I think so. Sounds right.
Or well, it's a tightrope, and I guess maybe it's slackline. It's a slackline like a tightrope, but it's got a little bit of a give. It's like, oh, we haven't tightened up the tightrope. Oh, no, it's meant to be like that. It's called a slackline. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe that's what it was.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, this fella from Coronado, California. You familiar with Coronado, California?
I believe it's in. I want to say it's around like Bakersfield or something.
I'll take that answer. I'm not checking. And he traveled 34 feet and 4 inches whilst juggling the knives.
Okay.
Why Yudkovich? Well, he said that he has been slackline juggling for about 12 years. What a hobby. What a hobby.
Yeah.
And
quite the panty dropper this one is.
Oh, do you reckon he's got that on his business card?
Yeah.
So I'm Edgar Yudkovich, slackline juggler.
Sounds right.
But then recently he decided to try knives to add an extra level of danger to the experience.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong, he achieved his goal. Definitely juggling knives instead of juggling balls is way more dangerous. But the first question that pops into my mind is that if you're looking for danger, why are you trying to spice up slackline walking? Just go bungee jumping or something. Why, like, I don't know, slackline. It's like I have a hobby, apple picking. I've always loved apple picking. I've been going apple picking every year for 12 years. But you know what? I thought I would add a little bit of danger to it. So before I go apple picking, I set myself on fire. So why? Why are you adding danger to that mundane experience? Just do something else. Just, maybe I'm thinking too much about it. That's been my life.
Maybe.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, I guess, Edgar Yudkovich. For you are the greatest slackline juggler that I've ever known. There you go. Maybe you'll make it into this year's year in review show. Just a little bit of a heads up as well, just before we head down into the break. Yeah, a little programming note, because it's kind of a weird way it works. So obviously the Christmas, what did we decide on? Was it the 20th? Wednesday the 20th? It's going to be our Christmas special. I haven't worked out how I'm going to make that Christmassy specially yet. But whatever. Maybe we'll just wear Christmas sweaters and do a normal show. And then But then on the 27th of December, rather than do a clip show, because that takes far too much work that I'm not willing to do, because it's a lot of episodes to chop up and find out what's the fun bit and not fun bit, blah, 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 blah. So, but we'll be doing a 2023 year in review where we'll be just looking back all the weird stories from January all the way through to December of this year. So that's just programming schedule. And also, just to give you a little head, this is far away. I worked it out sometime in February. But in February, we will be doing the Waffle Box 138th episode spectacular, which will be streaming live on the interwebs.
Live.
So you'll be able to watch us record the episode, and you'll even be able to chat, and your messages will come up on the screen. It'll be really fun. And that'll be on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WaffleboxPod. So make sure you subscribe to that. But that wraps up the first half of this week's show. We'll be right back after these messages from these 80s commercials that I found on the internet. Fun!
The Division is sponsored by Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Out here, I'm in command. So am I supposed to say, slow down, guys, I'm constipated? I don't think so. You try to eat right, sometimes you can't. Harsh chemical laxatives, they can kick in whenever and wherever. Not an option. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. It's got 100% natural fiber. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle Box episode 126. It is the middle of the show, so if you ask me, it's the perfect time to play the middle of the show quiz. And this week's birthday boy, born on Wednesday, 29th of November, is actor Brian Baumgartner.
Oh, that's the guy from The Office?
Yeah, that's the fella.
Yeah,
Brian...
Kevin from The Office. Copy that.
Kevin from The Office. So, as we normally do, we have a quiz based around the life of Brian Baumgartner. And then Kush has to try to answer these questions. So, what's the name of the game? He's trying to get 5 out of 5 for the perfect sweep. 3 out of 5 for the technical win. Do you think you're ready? You think you're ready to be quizzed on Brian Baumgartner?
Let's do this.
I know you're a huge fan.
Actually,
Let's hit the music. Question number 1.
Number 1.
Brian Baumgartner shot to fame playing Kevin Malone in the US version of The Office.
True.
Macaulay Culkin played a much better Kevin that was left home alone in which city?
He was part 1 or part 2?
Part 1.
Chicago.
Correct, Mundo. Although technically, I didn't like
That's a
even though.
suburb.
Well, no, yeah, not that, but no, technically, because in Home Alone 2, he's not really left home alone. He's left in a hotel in New York. It's not his home.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So it should be Home Alone and then the hotel alone. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. All
Question
right,
number
move on.
Number 2.
Brian Baumgartner shot to fame playing Kevin Malone in the US version of The Office. A better Kevin befriends Carl Fredricksen in which Disney Pixar movie?
Carl Fredricksen?
Yes. He's an old man. I'll give you that clue. It's an old man.
Oh, Up? Was it Up?
Hey. The only way is up. Baby.
The first 6 minutes of that, if you can get through that without crying, you need to be a Navy SEAL.
Why does his wife die? I bet his wife dies.
His wife might die.
Oh dear. Question number 3.
Number 3.
Brian Baumgartner shot to fame playing Kevin Malone in the US version of The Office. Fred Savage played a much better Kevin in which 80s coming-of-age comedy?
Kevin Arnold in The Wonder Years.
Correctamundo. You're doing well. You're doing well. It's that bar. You know your stuff about Brian Baumgartner.
Yeah, man. Big fan. Big fan.
Number 4.
Brian Baumgartner shot to fame playing Kevin Malone in the US version of The Office. Mark Thompson voiced a much better Kevin in which MTV Beavis and Butthead spin-off?
Beavis and Butthead spin-off? Was it Daria?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh. Not enough people know Daria's a Beavis and Butthead spin-off, but there it is.
Just the facts, ma'am.
All right, question number 5.
Number 5.
For the clean sweep, Brian Baumgartner shot to fame playing Kevin Malone in the US version of The Office. Sean Wayans played a much better Kevin in which 2004 FBI comedy?
Well, White Chicks. White Chicks is hilarious, by the way.
You win.
White Chicks was a fantastic movie. Oh, and it's, even though I did technically love him before, it's obviously what solidified my love for that fella. Fuck,
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. Oh, what a guy! What a guy! Although did you ever watch this? It was a TV show on back in the day. It was either on TNT or TBS. We're talking about like late 90s, early 2000s, called Battle Dome.
Oh yeah.
It was basically
I know
like
of Battle Dome.
It was basically like American Gladiators, but did not. And like each, rather than them being, they all had like pro wrestling-esque characters. And if I remember correctly, Terry Crews played T-Money, and he was my favorite character. He would come out in like a nice suit with all the money, and then he would obviously like, they would turn out to be like stripper pants, and then he'd be ready to go. Check it out, kids. Battle Dome, T-Money. I might actually have to look up on, if I remember correctly, I think he had some pretty badass entrance music as well.
Okay.
And then they did a crossover with WCW, which was weird.
Of course they did, because it was a Turner product. Yeah,
it was a Turner product.
It was probably also filmed at Universal Florida, which is also where WCW was filmed for a long time. So yeah, the crossover totally makes sense. Yeah.
Wow, those are the days. Like watching Battle Dome, and then but there's also that was around the time when that was my Saturdays. If I remember, it aired in the UK on Saturdays, and it was like during that. I watched Baywatch, and then I watched Battle Dome, and then I watched wrestling later. Oh, it was great. What a time to be alive. Back when I was like 15, 16. The innocent days, the innocent days. Right. Speaking of battles, it's now time to pit 4 unwilling celebrities into the ring to see which one of them will come out. This week's celebrity boy or celebrity. Try that again. Which celebrity will come out this week's Celebrity Battle Royale champion?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. This week's Celebrity Battle Royale features, it's still technically November, still got a couple of days left. And so we are celebrating the yearly tradition of when men around the world will shave their faces and then grow a mustache, all in the good cause of raising awareness for testicular cancer. So to celebrate,
this is to give people testicular cancer.
It's like people are like, hey, look, I don't normally have a mustache, so I'm going to grow a mustache. Will you sponsor me to not shave? And like,
I think we don't have friends like that. I think this is an East Coast thing.
I think the idea is dumb, but obviously, you can't say it because it's a good cause, raising money and raising awareness of cystic cancer. Hey, fellas, check your balls. It's a good cause, but it's never understood like if you're trying to raise money for charity, you should do something like run a marathon, things like that. Not, oh, I'm just gonna not shave. You're sponsoring me to complete the lack of something, but whatever. Anyway. So this week's Battle Royale features 4 celebrities who don some of the most world famous mustaches. Now, I will preface this in that some of these may or may not be no longer with us. So for the for the challenge, for the exercise, I want you to put them their headspace inside these guys in their prime. This is like, so we're talking each one of these is like maybe, I don't know, like 35 to 40. But this is, so they're prime, time traveled into this ring to have the fight, right? All right. So,
all right. Yeah, I hear it.
The 4 contestants are Tom Selleck, of course, Magnum PI, what a guy, and throwback to 3 Men and a Baby, versus Freddie Mercury versus Burt Reynolds versus Alex Trebek.
Ooh.
He might be the dark horse there. He must be the dark horse. But even in his prime years, like if everyone, unfortunately, just prior to him passing, either he didn't have a facial hair or it was very grey and so you could hardly see it. But if you Google image search Alex Trebek mustache, that boy, oof, he had a beast of a caterpillar on his lip.
He had a great 80s mustache. All the way up until like the mid 90s, I want to say he kept that thing.
Should have kept it longer.
All
right, ding ding. The match is gone. It's going.
Match is going on here, and you know what? It's this is a tough one here, but guess what? Tom Selleck and Freddie Mercury, they're distracted with one another. They wrestle. They're going back and forth. And then eventually Freddie Mercury flips Tom Selleck. So Tom Selleck not only out, but now you're one of Freddie Mercury's conquests. Then we get into Alex Trebek, who just trips over Freddie Mercury and is like, just dumps a bunch of cocaine in his nose, and you're like, oh. And guess what? Freddie Mercury is out now too, because he's just so wound up with flipping Tom Selleck and now doing cocaine.
So like, who's the fella that used to walk to the ring with Yokozuna? What's his name?
Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji. So you're talking like Tom Selleck's going to do some I'm sorry, Alex Trebek is going to do some Mr. Fuji shit, but instead of powder, it's cocaine blowing into his face.
Yeah, exactly.
What a savage.
That's exactly what happened.
And I bet Alex Trebek knows how to get all the best cocaine.
I thought you were going to give me some cocaine. Burt Reynolds walks up and taps Alex Trebek on the shoulder. Like, hey, man, I thought we were going to do some cocaine. What up? And then he punches Alex Trebek in the face. And Burt Reynolds is your conquering hero. That mustache cannot be tamed. That mustache cannot be beat. Playgirl magazine, first male edition. There you go. Burt Reynolds is the dude.
You can't argue with that. Yeah, he had a strong face game. And I didn't even know he was the first ever Playgirl cover boy or whatever, cover mate, whatever they I'm sure Michaels did that.
Shawn Michaels did do that.
And so did John C. Reilly.
Oh, did he? Hilarious.
No, he didn't. But do you remember in that Talladega Nights where he was telling Ricky Bobby, I once was cover on Playgirl magazine. I spread my cheeks as Mike Honcho. Was it Mike Honcho?
Mike Honcho.
Mike Honcho. What a film. That trilogy of movies was, because what was it? It was Blades of Glory, Talladega Nights, and Semi-Pro. Oh, his sports trilogy he made. Chef's
Semi-Pro gets slept on. That's actually a pretty decent film. Everybody love everybody.
That's a great, but also the poker scene where he pulls the
the gun out.
What's his name? Job from
Andre
Arrested Development.
3000. Job. Oh, yeah. Job. Just Job. Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. There we go. Here. Did you just call me a jive turkey? No. He called you a cocksucker. No, I'm pretty sure he called me a jive turkey. No. He definitely just said you suck cock. What a scene! What a movie! Check it out. Speaking of movies, what a segue! What a segue from Will Ferrell comedy to John C. Reilly spreading his butt cheeks as Mike Concho. That's a nice segue to a historical piece by Ridley Scott. It's now time for Kush to talk about a movie in a segment we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
Welcome to Kush's Movie Review. This week's movie review is Napoleon, the sequel to everyone's favorite awkward teen movie starring the fella actually from from Blades of Glory, and he wore a t-shirt called Vote for Pedro, and he danced, and it was very funny. So where is Napoleon Dynamite now? We find out in Ridley Scott's latest movie. Take it away, Kush.
I had a feeling you were going to mention Napoleon Dynamite.
It's the only reference I could do
I hate Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I remember sitting there in the theater with a woman I'm dating at the time, and I was like, I can't believe I'm fucking sitting through this. This is terrible. Like, meanwhile, she's all grinning ears, like, this is quirky and fun, and I'm having a great time. I was like, huh? All right. Anyway, Napoleon. We're talking about the French conqueror, the French tyrant, the French emperor, Napoleon Bonaparte. This is a hard R, coming in at 2 hours and 38 minutes. You know what? There have been longer movies than this that felt shorter, and then there have been shorter movies than this that have felt a lot longer, but this got a little drag to it. And they try to keep it going. It was like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. As you mentioned, this is directed by Ridley Scott and is written by a gentleman by the name of David Sackbren. I think I said that incorrectly, but whatever. This guy has only written a handful of movies. His first movie, The Last Castle, with Tony Soprano. I had his name a minute ago. Tony Soprano and oh my God, Robert Redford. Fantastic military prison movie. I didn't know there was such a thing, but great movie. That came out in 2002, I want to say. So if you can find it, get your hands on it. That's a really good movie. Anyways, back to Napoleon. This stars Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon, and his lady love Josephine is played by Vanessa Kirby. And I don't know what really to tell you, man. So a lot of people are giving this movie grief about the accents or the lack of accents. Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon is just talking like, I'm Joaquin Phoenix playing Napoleon. Like he's not throwing in a ridiculous French accent, because guess what? If he knew how to speak French, he would just be speaking French. Like, this is a weird thing that people get hung up on. And then later in the film, there are some people with British accents that are from Russia or Hungary or wherever they're supposed to be from, but the actors aren't giving you a British accent. The actors are British, and that's their accent. Everyone is just talking as they would, as you and I do every day. I think
I'm
that was
very
a really
good at a British accent.
You are fantastic at a British accent, my friend. Like,
second to none. Resume.
Second to none. I think Ridley Scott did a good choice here, because last year this time we had House of Gucci, where everyone is doing this. What do you do? These cheesy, thick Italian accents that have no place being in the movie whatsoever, despite, well, obviously them being in Italy.
Forget about it. Huh?
They were doing shit like that. Yeah, man. It was pretty comical. It was pretty.
Hey,
comical.
Gucci, you want some gabagool? Well, maybe that's just Jersey.
That was the New Jersey accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your New Jersey Italian accent. But this is a very good movie. I mean, I wish it was better. I gotta admit, like I said, it drags. So when we get to that final battle, I'm embarrassed to say I nodded off a time or two. Like it's weird because like there's explosions and people are screaming for their mom and like people are on fire and you're like, oh, hey, oh, movie's still on. Movie's still going on. Movie's still going on. Okay. The war scenes in this are pretty great. When you stay awake, they are pretty great. There's if you've seen the trailer, there's this fantastic scene where they're in Russia and Napoleon manipulates everything. So as the soldiers are retreating, they discover that now they're on a frozen pond. And that's when Napoleon just starts firing cannons at the pond. Doesn't care if he hits anybody. He's just like, just fuck him up. Just fuck them all up. I wish they had not shown that in the trailer because it is the best scene in the movie. But it's just so much of the goddamn trailer. You're just like, all right, I guess. Like I was having fun, but the opening battle of the movie, Napoleon is like, one, we actually see a Napoleon Bonaparte with like, he's got some anxiety getting ready to go into this battle. He's just like, can't catch his breath. He's like, I need some water. Like it's actually an interesting character trait. And then he jumps on his horse and he rides headfirst into battle. And I want to say it's the English. Someone fires a fucking cannonball right into his horse, and that thing just explodes. And you're just like, fucking hell. Like,
I bet Peter wasn't happy about
that. Peter will be quite mad. When we get to Josephine and Vanessa Kirby's participation in this, she's good in it, but I think she should have been given more to do, or maybe just not have as much to do. I don't know. But this woman, Josephine, gave this guy Napoleon the biggest head fuck case ever. Like, he meets her at some party and she just kind of blows him off. And then one thing leads to another. And next thing you know, they're married.
That's the kind of party I want to go to.
Oh, no, get out of here. That kind of blow off. Yeah, come on, man. Pay attention.
Well, they're French. They're freaky. They're kinky.
They are French. The French did invent the blowjob, and God bless you all. Thank you.
I never understood why it's called the blowjob, though.
That's okay. That's another episode for another time. She is all up in Napoleon's head, dude, to the point where like he's questioning himself. Are you okay?
She was all over Napoleon's head.
She's all up in his head, man. She's just occupying so much space up there. Anyway, gets to the point where like he abandons a mission in Africa because he finds out his wife has been cheating on him on the side, and it's like this woman has been married for like 6 months and she's already banging the help. What else? Yeah, like I was very much looking forward to this movie. Napoleon is the first historical figure that in high school history class maybe sit up and go like, oh shit, I know this guy's a bad guy, but like he did some really crazy things here, dude. And this movie put me right back to sleep. So anyways, I would like to give it a better review. Do you need to see it in the theater? You know what? No, because they do that bullshit where everything is cobalt blue. Like they're in France. Everything is full of color and this and that and the other, just despite revolution, this and that. But like everything is just blue. Everything is just tinted blue, and it's old. So I would say wait for this to come on Apple TV within the next few weeks, or maybe even the next month. Is it going to win any little gold trophies? Because they definitely want it to. Mostly technical awards. I don't see Joaquin Phoenix getting another Best Actor. I don't see Vanessa Kirby taking Best Actress. I don't see Ridley Scott or this other gentleman getting a Best Writing or Directing credit. But it's a good movie. I think it would be better played at home on on your nice big 4K TV in your couch. But so it's unfortunately it's a lukewarm 3 out of 5.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
Well, there you go. Ridley Scott's Napoleon, 3 out of 5. Who'd have thunk making a movie
It's
about...
better than House of Gucci.
Well, it's not odd.
It's not better than The Last Duel, though. The Last Duel is fucking wild. Go back to my review for that, guys. Like, that shit is crazy. I love The Last Duel. I don't know why people shit on that so much.
When did you review that?
Last year.
Oh.
We were in this really weird position where we got 2 Ridley Scott movies within a month of each other. I want to say Last Duel came out in October, and then House of Gucci definitely came out in November. But there was like, one got shelved because of the pandemic. I don't know which one. So, but anyways, there it is. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Oh, well, now let's wrap up another episode of Waffle Box. Let's get that foul taste out of our mouth, not from the blowjobs, but from the poor movie review. And give ourselves all the warm and fuzzies so we can go to bed feeling all good about ourselves. It's now time for another feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This one's got quite a long one, actually. But it's a very good one. Look, if I fold my piece of paper in half, it's half the page. It's very rare. Now this is the way I've summarized this made sense at the time, but now I feel like I have to do like an epic trailer voice because the first is in a quiet town of Hinsdale, New Hampshire. So mm-hmm. In the quiet town of Hinsdale, New Hampshire. I'm not going to do the whole thing. A fella named Jeffrey Holtz, who is known for his modest lifestyle, has left an extraordinary legacy after he recently, unfortunately, passed away. Despite having taught driver's education to high school students in the past, Jeffrey opted for a bicycle instead of a car and eventually transitions to just using his lawnmower for his daily travels. His mobile home in which he lived lacked the usual amenities like a television or computer, spoke volumes about his minimalistic lifestyle. Most recently, Holt served as the caretaker of a mobile home park in Hinsdale. So it sounds like a pretty basic fella, if you ask me. However, upon Holt's passing earlier, the community discovered a well-kept secret. Turns out that Jeffrey Holt was a pretty rich fella and had lots and lots and lots of money. And in his will, when it was read out, it was revealed that he had donated $3.8 million to the town of Hinsdale, earmarked specifically for the enhancement of education, health, recreation, and culture. Catherine Lynch, the town administrator, emphasized a frugal approach in line with Holt's own lifestyle, stating Hinsdale will utilize the money left very frugally, as Mr. Holt did. And then the article ends, the legacy of Jeffrey Holt, a man who lived quietly and gave generously, will undoubtedly leave an indelible mark on the town that he called home.
Nice.
I must admit, when I first started reading it, I was like, "Oh, is this a feel-good story? Oh, he's dead. Is that not a feel-good story?" But what a nice guy! This guy just living quietly and happily in the town that he loves, and he thought, you know what? Rather than spending it, I'm just going to donate it and improve the town that I live in and I love, and improve the lives of others around me. What a selfless man! So even though, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But I'm sure at the time, before he passed, he was a huge fan of the show. But shout out to Jeffrey Holt of Hinsdale, New Hampshire. What a guy. What a donation. We should all learn from that. We should all be better people. That's all I'm trying to say.
True. Very true.
But yeah, as I say, another episode of Waffle Box, episode 126 in the books. Do you know what, Kush? You know, I've realised, because I was, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we are gearing up for a year in review show. I think we did one last year, but this, well, we did one of sorts. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to do a full year in review. And I was looking back at the notes. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think we could be on course for the first time ever in Waffle Box history, a full 52 episodes on a 52 calendar year.
Ooh!
We haven't missed a single...
Did we do that?
Yeah.
No way.
So far. I think this is the 48th episode of the year, and there's only 4 weeks left. I think we might do it. If we could do it.
Nice.
Because normally, you know, I'm normally on my hollybobs, and I get COVID and get trapped in another country, and we have to skip a couple of weeks. But so far, so good. But other than this one, Kush Hayes over there, wearing his black hat, black jacket, and white turtleneck, like he's going to steal a diamond and take a young lady out for dinner, like he doesn't care. He does have a podcast. He does a podcast called Mustaches and other stuff. Is there new episodes coming out on the Bosnet family feed this week?
I hope so. We're still to be determined. So, but check out last week's episode. We brought out a classic episode, an interview I did with the Kick-Ass Movie Podcast with a gentleman named you'll just have to check out the interview. Keith Strandberg.
Oh, a mystery.
Keith Strandberg. It was a mystery, and now the mystery has been solved. I did re-released an interview I did with Keith Strandberg. He is the writer and director of like No Retreat, No Surrender, and King of the Kickboxers. So it's a lot of fun. You should check that out, and hopefully we'll have something new for you this Friday.
Check that out, Bosnet.family for all the good stuff. Or search Mustaches on your podcast feed. Oh, we are gearing up for some fun talks. I just realized while you were talking about your move, you're talking about maybe we'll better get the gold statue. I was like, oh, we are coming up. So, of course, New Year after Christmas. We've got Christmas and then New Year's Eve. And then we've got the Pornhub stats are going to be coming out early January. You know, that's my favorite time of year. And then shortly after that, that's kind of around the time, don't the Oscars nominations or the stuff start coming out? Oh, what a time to be alive!
The strike is.
The strike, maybe.
Yes.
But still,
no, there'll still be an Oscars, but I think it'll be a little delayed. But yes,
Pornhub stats. Let's go. But yeah, make sure you follow us on socials on Twitter, X, whatever, at WaffleboxPod, and all the others. Go to enjoywafflebox.com for all the links for how you can support the show. You can, buy some merch. You can subscribe to our Patreon or whatever. Blah 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 blah. Follow me at OnlyMikeFish. Follow him at Kush Hayes on the Facebook. But until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.